Welcome back to our Medieval Total War Glorious Achievements campaign with the Germans of the Holy Roman Empire. And things are at an interesting point where we have beaten back the Spanish into Toulouse, driven them to this fort here, which we're waiting out just another season or two before that ultimately falls. And I'm feeling pretty strong around here. We are currently allied with the French. Hopefully that will continue to hold, certainly as long as they're distracted by this English army here and a little bit of a civil war in the northwest of their territories. And they're possibly going to act as a brake on Spanish aggression into Aquitaine. Meanwhile, we'll only be having to defend from Aragon, and the forces there look fairly small compared to what I have. We do have a relatively old king, but his influence is shot through the roof. He is up to the maximum, I believe, 9 crowns. Regardless, he's not going to be around for very much longer. When he dies, though, we do have a new prince. His son has come of age, and so this is one of the interesting, I guess, features of the inheritance mechanic for Medieval Total War, at least with certain factions. The way it works is the game tracks not only all the heirs and their ages, but also the relative relationship to the current king. So prior to this, prior to Prince Heinrich's coming of age, the heir of the faction was Prince Hermann. So he would take over for his brother, and he is still a prince. He's of royal blood, he's married, and he would have taken over had his brother died before his son came of age. He would have been a very interesting king, although, again, too old to really accomplish a lot in his lifetime. I'm hoping he remains nice and loyal down here in the Holy Land. But regardless, we do have this other prince, Prince Heinrich, who is just 16 years old and who has quite a lot of loyalty, some decent traits, a good start to command, but plagued by this drinker vice. So that's going to be something of a problem. Let's move him up into Swabia here. And we do have a bit of a problem in that we recently lost our crusade settlement of Antioch to the Byzantines. The Byzantines have wiped out the Turks, and they've got nothing else to do in the region for now, at least. They are allied with the Egyptians, and so basically they are allied with all of their neighbors. However, they are not allied with the Hungarians. I am. So that is one option. The Hungarians might follow my lead. I'm sending a crusade back to Antioch to try to retake it. And I'm hoping the Hungarians may pile onto the Byzantines here, at least a little bit. I don't want them getting too strong. I think for the moment I've got enough forces down in Tripoli to hold out. We've got 3 stacks here-ish. And the Byzantines don't have a tremendous amount just yet. I'm hoping they're going to be reluctant to throw the full weight of their strength at me while they're still somewhat open to Egyptian counterattack, even though they are still allied. As for the Egyptians themselves, they've got a lot of stacks. They've got some arguably interesting units, but there's not that many of them. So I'm hoping we can hold out in Tripoli long enough. But this crusade is not waiting. We're just moving it through our territory as fast as we can and hoping that we can gather enough forces to pile it on. Glorious achievements are basically the same. We're going to lose that 3 points from Antioch, unfortunately, unless we can get it back within 4 seasons. Well, actually, the Crusades will remain open until 1204, so we've got plenty of time there. The thing that we are going to miss out on is definitely the Holy Roman Empire objective. There's no way we're going to get this before 1150 at any rate. That's fine, because we've recently ended our war with the Italians. We've actually got an alliance with them. The trick here is to determine whether the Italians are going to maintain the alliance with us or whether they're going to side with the Egyptians. I'm hoping they're going to side with us, obviously, because honestly, I need the break. Our economy is in the toilet at the moment. We are making a small profit of 257 a turn, but you can see we've only got 58 florins in the bank. The public order of our realm is doing okay, but we just don't have a lot to work with, and I feel like I need all the forces that I currently have on the borders where they are. Some other stuff I'm just noticing here after this look is that we can see all into northern England. We can see that Northumbria has developed a little bit, and yes, it does have both wool and saltfish, meaning we're not going to be exporting wool from Flanders or from Friesland, so it's a bit of a waste there. But we are going to be exporting the silk and grain to Northumbria, so that is going to be making us a little bit of cash there. Yeah, 76 instead of the maximum 108. The English do have Scotland, which is, I guess, expected, but it's a little disappointing, or a little concerning, I guess, because it means that they may have nothing to do. If they've already taken Wales, which they probably have, then really I'm the only faction that they border at this point, except for the French down here. So if this gets resolved, the English may simply attack me. Alternatively, they may send their forces by ship, if they can get it together, to take some of these rebel provinces. All they need is a boat in the English Channel, and they should be able to do that. So I think we're good with everything that we can do. Let's end the year. All right, there go the French. Very good. Spanish are potentially massing for a counterattack in Aragon, and we're getting hit hard in Tripoli by the Byzantines. Okay. Rebels have decided they cannot win. Very good. Good for the French. Tripoli, the Byzantines call it off. Okay, I'll take it. If they do this enough, they're going to get some bad attacker traits. Spanish king has died. All right, he just died a couple of turns ago, his predecessor. So I'm thinking we've got a string of brothers here. Oh no. His heir has taken over command of the French. Okay, I kind of want them to do well, the French, but they're going to have trouble in Normandy, which is kind of fine. Toulouse is about to fall. Very good. Excellent. So the Italians have kept their alliance with us. They have dropped their alliance with the Egyptians. That is great news. That's going to buy us some time to get our economy in order and figure out our next moves. Okay, so moving our crusade first. We have two options. We can go into Bohemia or Austria. I think, Bohemia, probably they're both going to lead to Hungary regardless. So let's just go down to Austria. We have some forces which we could move in, I suppose, to join the army. All right, let's send these Swabians in. That's what I was going to do. And here, yeah, we can bring these guys in. We'll have them join next turn. And that is taking out, some of our forces from Tyrolia. But again, we've got that alliance with Italy, so I'm thinking that's going to be just fine. This is probably going to be a big attack next turn, though. The Spanish are going to give one more shot. They've got a new king, Pedro I, a 5-star commander, and a natural leader. That's going to help them out. And I do expect a big attack, but we've got a decent number of archers here. We've got some odds and ends. We've got a ton of archers, actually, and enough troops to be a reasonable front line. Oh, yeah. We went maybe overboard in archers and mercenaries. I'm hoping that once we bleed them at Aragon, I know they also own Leon and Portugal, but I'm hoping we can, end this in Toulouse. This actually is our ticket to the Mediterranean, I'm realizing. If we can hold this, Toulouse has potential to be fairly wealthy because of this salt resources we can exploit through mines, as well as this silk. So we get a port here, and we would have a reason to get a port. We can then start getting a couple of fleets, take advantage of these other ports for exporting purposes, and even potentially get a fleet maybe over to the Holy Land. I mean, it's a bit of a long shot, but we could theoretically try it to ease our reinforcements for these crusades. We do have some cash now. I'm going to go ahead and buy some urban militia. 770 men. The problem is what we're going to face over here. The Byzantines, I don't think the AI can choose to allow you through when you're crusading if you're at war with them. It would be kind of nice if they would, but I don't think they will. I think we're just going to be attacked. Or we'll have to punch our way through. So this is a very... I'm not sure the odds on this. One thing that could happen is the Hungarians could decide to attack with us because we are allied, and that would be fantastic. They look like they've got, numbers anyway, and I would love them to take over some of these Byzantine regions to distract them or slow them down, and it looks like they're not going to be planning another attack soon. The Byzantines are, look at the loyalty on Lord Comnenus here. He's a royal blood, high dread, high command, in charge of a lot of men. This is ripe for a civil war if we get enough of them. And Unhinged Loon is giving his men a morale penalty. So this is actually looking better than I had thought. So we've got, I think, 100 florins we're spending on urban militia. Do I want to spend another, you know, a little bit of cash here? Well, there's not really much point in these things. Let's see, Tripoli does have some trade goods. We've already got this. Eventually we'll want a port here. Catholicism is very low, of course, but I just don't think we have enough money to do anything that would be worthwhile. So let's end the year. All right, no attacks from the Egyptians or the Byzantines or the Spanish. They're just going to allow Toulouse to fall. Excellent. Byzantines are the richest, and Toulouse has fallen. Now, what I've heard, I think, is that if you actually storm the castle, then you destroy fewer things. That seems counterintuitive, because you would think that if your men were just kind of waiting for the siege to end, that things would be more peaceful, right? Less destructive. But no, in an assault, apparently, if I'm understanding this right, more buildings are going to be left standing. Maybe we can think of it like your men are, after a long siege, they're more inclined to just loot what they can, right? Whereas if you storm it quickly, they're a little less impatient. But regardless, we get some cash back from destroying things. We'll basically have to build this up from nothing. Henry the Lion. Oh, that's great. 4-star general. This is a famous commander. He is a natural leader. We've got a thinker. I'm very happy about that. Let's take a look at him. He came... the only thing about this is that I wish they changed... I wish there was something about how they changed what famous leaders came along with what units. Because it's something to do with the type of unit that you train. There's a chance that you'll get this famous leader. I think it's limited to things that are not peasants, but it might be literally anything above peasants. So here we've got Henry the Lion, who sounds awesome, but he's a unit of urban militia. So, you know, what we'll do is we'll take him in the crusade because we definitely want the leadership there. He's twice as good as our next commander down, and he's got some nice morale-boosting traits. So we'll take these guys. That's going to help our income as well. 828. And, yeah, into Hungary we go. I assume the Hungarians will follow us here. The Hungarians not involved in any wars currently, so maybe they're looking for something to do. They are going to be kind of trapped over here. I think the Poles have taken the southern steppe. So let's actually see. They're allied with the Poles. So I do have to watch out for them. In theory... Or are they allied with the Italians? No, they're not. So I guess they could throw their weight into Venice. But Austria's got to look like a pretty tempting target to the Hungarians. So hopefully I'll induce them to attack the Byzantines. But, you know, you never know. Let's send our emissary up. Lesser Armenia. I want to keep my eye on the king there. And I don't need him down there. But Toulouse is our new acquisition. And fortunately, we have some money to spend. So let's go ahead, going on a fort immediately. And yeah, I guess the Spanish are not planning to attack. They're probably just setting up those guys for defense purposes. Let's move our princesses around to continue keeping an eye on them. Actually, she can go down to Cordoba. And maybe we can get a ceasefire. You know, after a long enough time, it might happen. So Normandy, I'm going to leave it. Oh, the French have established a crusade marker. That is very cool. I wonder what they're going after. Probably Palestine. Hey, I'll take it. They're going to be going through Byzantine territory, which may weaken them. All right, the Hungarians welcome us. Lord von Franken is a true zealot. Plus 30% zeal when governing. Okay. It's not really useful right now. But, let's see. Okay, yes, the Hungarians have Serbia. But Bulgaria is defended by 2 stacks. Alright, they have Wallachia. That's nice. All right, we'll see what happens here. We're going to be fighting, if we are fighting, over some hills, it looks like. There's no rivers, which is good. But I don't know what these men are, and I should have brought a priest or something along with me. Let's send the princess down to Constantinople, just to get her kind of in the region. Yep, okay. Here's another, you know, low-ish loyalty guy. If we end up winning some of these battles, we may tip the Byzantines into something of a tailspin. All right, 874. Let's see. A lot of our income, I feel like, was dependent on Antioch, so hopefully if we get that back, things will turn around. These Italian infantry, it's only support cost of 22, but there's only 19 of them left. So let's disband in the interests of some cash saving. Similarly, these Druzhina, high support cost for the low numbers, so 42 I'll keep. 25 mounted crossbowmen, yep. Jeez. I think the militia sergeants are worth keeping, as well as the armored spears, especially with that armor upgrade. And Bulgarian brigands, I don't know, maybe not. But they're quite cheap. But then again, I've got so many other archers. So let's disband them, and let's disband this unit. That saved me about 100. So not super worth it, but better than nothing. I'm very weakly defended in these other territories. But the French are also fairly weak. They're not indicating that they're too concerned about my own forces. So it might be time to move some ships into the Baltic. So I know this doesn't seem like an income thing, but let's do it. We'll get some more boats out of Flanders. We just need fast cash, and I think trade is the best way to do that. Alright, that French crusade is moving. Byzantines doing a big attack in Tripoli. Alright, a crusade arrives in Burgundy, and they're going for Edessa. Awesome. Oh, that's great. So they're going to be at war with the Byzantines too, which means they're going to be battering against all these other forces. Please, please go through. Okay, this is better than I thought. We're invading Bulgaria. I thought we were going to be massively outnumbered. Yeah, I think we may as well attack when it's good weather. I know we've got 4 archers. Do not know what he has. And let's see. We can't determine where we're going to be placed here, but probably he's going to be right up there. So we'll go with my usual 3-line defense to get the archers up front. Looks like we've got... Okay, this looks reasonable. Our Swabians are in the back, which is good. I don't want them to come under target with too much fire, but we've got a weak left... or an aggressive left. Our fanatics are right there. Alright, let's group them all. Oh, they're over here. Interesting. So that might give us an option. Let's see, if we go down here, is that going to pull them off the hill? Let's see what kind of stuff they've got. Lots of archers, too. Oh man, lots of archers. They've got 1 unit of Byzantine infantry, but a lot of Slavs, and their general is urban militia. So they've got a lot of foot archers. Let's change our facing. And let's get this height advantage. And because we've got 2 units of cav right here, let's go ahead and send them right here while their other army, the rest of their army arranges itself. We are going to out-valor them. Let's see. Coming under some fire. This may have been an overly early attack. And our own archers can't quite fire yet. We will be able to soon here. They are on fire at will, but it takes a little longer for them to actually fire. All right, let's get up back out of the way of the Slav warriors. We already get some routing. This archer company is probably not coming back. Oh, and this is great. Let's move our other men. We'll just change slightly here. Yeah, keep on them. I don't know why we stopped chasing those archers. All right, this is great. They're coming right at us. Perfect, perfect. All right, I see no reason not to just send all my guys straight down at them. Where are those Byzantine infantry? Right there? Okay, perfect. They are going to be a target for the Swabians. Let's take a little closer look at this unit. Two-handed swords. They do have a shield. Doing great. Doing great. All right, sort of been losing track here. The interesting thing about those units that have a two-handed weapon and a shield is that you'll see them actually put the shield on their back as they are wielding their weapons. So that's also true for like the Viking Huskarls in the Viking expansion part of the game, that they actually switch the way they're holding that weapon. All right, let's just throw everybody at these Slavs. I don't think they're going to be very long for the world. The Byzantines are going to hold out. They're pretty disciplined, the Byzantine infantry, but otherwise, we're doing just great. Our general may be coming under fire relatively soon, but we've basically got this left of the battlefield all taken care of. Bring our cavalry back up above the archers, and we will try to head them. There we go.
The enemy general flees.
It's a unit of urban militia running into our feudal sergeants. And let's just push the enemy archers away, and that should be the end of that. How are the Swabians doing? Still pretty good. We got almost a full unit left, and then we lost about a third of the other one. Byzantine infantry being gone basically wrecks the morale of the other units. Awesome stuff. Yeah, the modeling or the animation for the Swabians are a little weird. You can see this one didn't get maybe as much testing as it needed to. Their swords are like just kind of hanging randomly. But still, they're a very cool unit. Very effective. Yeah, we'll just continue to run these guys down and then see you back in the campaign map. All right, fantastic. Bulgaria is conquered. I did not execute the prisoners. We had almost 500 of them, or maybe even a little more, but I'm hoping to get some ransom. Now, that worked out very well. It looks like the other provinces, at least the nearby provinces, do not have the numbers to do a good counterattack. So we're just going to keep moving on. I'm not going to destroy this region. I'm not going to take the time to assault this castle because, one, that's a formidable barrier. Two, there's a lot of men inside. Three, I need to get through like 5 or 6 more provinces. So let's see if the ransom works. Tripoli, they've actually abandoned the attack yet again here. Now I swear they attacked with their king, so I'm wondering where he went to. He could have gone, let's see, he couldn't have gone by ship. He does have a ship, but he can't leave my province by boat. So maybe his king invaded, I don't know what happened. Regardless, yeah, we got a lot of ransom. That is excellent. We really needed this. A couple of lords, Stephen Comnenus, and over 2,000 cash raised. Oh, that's so good to see. Over 4,000. All right. Saint's relic on display. The brain of Saint Eustace, as uncorrupted by the passage of years as the rest of his mortal remains, will surely become a notable relic. So pilgrims all across northern Italy raise the zeal of the entire region. Now, I'm not sure exactly what is meant here. Tuscany is highlighted. Do they mean all of these provinces? Or do they mean just Tuscany? Do they mean all the provinces held by the Italians north of this point? Hard to tell. Okay, interesting. There's some heresy going on in Bulgaria. Now, in reality, these events, I wish they were more impactful in the game. You sometimes get the, heresy, you get inquisitions. They don't have a lot of impact. I would like to see a game that's even more volatile, honestly, where provinces change hands more rapidly. But after a certain point, when factions have established themselves in territories for a while, it's kind of hard to root them out through unrest. So this is probably not going to have much of an impact, unfortunately. Henry the Lion, skilled attacker, beautiful. He's going to need it. All right. Another homelands goal achieved. We got 13, which I assume, yeah, is all of our points. Next turn, we're going to see this update to see if we get anything new. And yeah, here's the Byzantine Emperor. Almost as influential as my Emperor. But he's also going to be dying pretty soon. Let's see, how old is mine? Well, he's 61. Okay, and he lost a bunch of influence all of a sudden. I am honestly not sure why. No idea about that. He had 9 influence. What happened? We attacked the Byzantines? That can't be it. Well, regardless, we've got to keep going here. Our options are Greece or Constantinople. I'm going to go for Constantinople. This looks like the one they're going to want to defend. Now, theoretically, these armies may all want to attack Bulgaria. So I may be forced to fight a defensive battle there. I'm hoping not. I'm hoping that this army sallies and maybe the Greeks go up there, and that I'll still be able to attack in Constantinople, but we shall see. I want to make sure to put taxes to very low. Even if we get a rebellion here, I want it to be a mixed rebellion of Byzantines and rebels, rather than if you crank up taxes to very high, there's no point. We're not making any money anyway. And then it seems, in my opinion or my experience, that if you have very high taxes, you're going to get a loyalist rebellion, whereas if it's very low, even if you get a rebellion, it's going to be one of those weaker ones. Okay, so we'll see where this army goes. See, they get knights on their crusades. What gives? I haven't gotten any. I've had like 3 crusades. I've had a bunch of fanatics and order of foot soldiers, which they're very nice, don't get me wrong. In some ways, maybe they're better, but I'd like, 1 unit of knights. I know that we don't get Templars. Maybe it's because of that. We need to get a different order of knighthood coming online or something. All right, we've got money now. So now it's time to really think about upgrades. We've got our castle in Swabia. Now, also, there's nothing preventing me from creating another crusade marker right now. I can't send it, but it might be a good idea just to get it built. Now that I have the money, let's do that. It's going to cost me 1,000, of course. Crank up taxes to very high here. I'm going to keep him on high in Provence. It's just it's kind of freaking me out that it's that close. But yeah, let's do our improved farmland in Saxony, and maybe then we'll go for a castle there. But we should probably also do some stuff in Austria so we can train some troops just to distract the Hungarians. The Hungarians do have some decent armies over in Moldavia, actually. Alright, it looks like we are going to be attacking Constantinople. Yep, Bulgaria lost. The Byzantines retreat. Good. I just want to keep moving. Secret bad temper. That's actually great. +1 dread, +2 valor. Prince Friedrich is utterly fearless. Okay. That's great, but he's a prince, and I need to keep an eye on their loyalty because they're no longer in line for the throne, and so their loyalty is going to be kind of suspect. Certainly when the next king takes over. All right, let's check out our objectives. We lost the Holy Roman Empire one. That's a bummer. Well, okay, so it's going to come back I guess before 1204. So that's okay. The Byzantines are ahead of us now, interestingly, but they have lost a couple of key settlements. This actually maybe came at a really good time. I don't know how the points, the timing works with counting their points, but they may have just been denied Constantinople because our crusade was there. Okay, we're doing pretty good. We'll just keep this up. And where do we want to go? Trebizond or Nicaea? I think we got to go Nicaea, right? I do want to keep my eye on the king if possible. And we could actually build some stuff in Tripoli. There's almost no point building a port here now, though, because we're at war with all of these people who have ports. So we're not going to be getting any trade income. The best we could do is get a couple of ships and, deny them naval landings, theoretically. But let's go with an inn for that quick influx of men. So that, let's see, that just takes 2 seasons. So by the time we get the crusade in position to attack Antioch, assuming all goes well, 1,400 men, we'll be able to send some fresh reinforcements up. So to that end, let's train some archers. And even if the crusade fails, we've weakened them, I think. I don't think we've weakened them to the point that Hungary can take advantage of it, but we're starting. Yep, Constantinople lost. The Byzantines retreat from Nicaea. All right, the Emperor's dead. Okay, income halved in Provence, and we've got Prince Otto matured. A lot of buildings done. The Fair of Champagne. So that's a different event. Let's just take a look at the princes first of all. Okay, Secret Pride, Great Warrior. Friedrich, this is so this was my prince, right? Last season he got the very brave trait, and now he is Friedrich Karolinger. He is no longer a prince, but he still has royal blood. So let's take a look at his loyalty. All right, it's looking very good actually. This guy is maybe not looking so good, but check out that acumen. Awesome. Okay, let's just check out the other traits, make sure he's not going to inherit traits from some dumb underling. I guess not. We're going to give him the Count of Toulouse. That's going to bump up his loyalty, but also help us make some money. All right, and I've kind of forgotten, but let's try a ceasefire again with the Spanish. I'm really glad that the Almohads are looking so good. Spanish just don't have it enough together to throw their weight against the Almohads, but maybe, let's see, they are at war with them. Maybe we can get a ceasefire and they'll turn their attention south. Alright, yeah, maybe there's a spy in here, but we get some unrest. Always worth checking. And here's our new king, Heinrich V, age 22, great warrior, drinker. So that's an unfortunate combination of traits. Negative command is something you can overcome, but drinker's going to get worse. So as much as I would like him to be a fighter in the front lines, I think he's not gonna enjoy that ability. Let's put him down in Tyrolia. Just for now, he is benefiting his troops by having 2 command stars, but eventually that'll go away. All right, here's our opportunity to maybe actually get a settlement. So far, we've just been driving people away to forts. If the Emperor stays here in Anatolia, he is almost certain to withdraw, and that means he's taking all of his men with him. When you corner an enemy faction leader and you outnumber them, typically they just leave the province, and they leave it empty. They don't want to go to the fort because they know that their king is going to be trapped, and that's just a recipe for rebellion. So we are still holding steady in numbers, which is quite good. But we might actually take Anatolia, which is good. We could trash it, basically. I'm not going to stick around, but we could do some damage. Get another archer. I'm going to continue to go overboard on archers. It's almost always a good option. All right, Hermann Karolinger. Oh, this guy we gotta swap out. Let's see. Do we have anybody who's decent? Yeah, you are. Let's, actually, that's fine. Mercenary General. Oh, no. He's in charge now. Okay, very good. And the Byzantines are just going to continue to follow us. They've got some significant forces, so they may come over to Antioch and cause us problems there again, which is, again, why we need to keep up the training down there. And again, we're going to be in a position where we're going to have to pay for all those troops. So, to try to help that, let's see, I want Toulouse to be strong. I think we can train chivalric knights eventually, so this is a great province to have. Let's go ahead and, first the cheap thing, salt mine, 26 florins a turn, but then we're going to work on ports and keeps and start getting ships. But speaking of ships, we've got another one ready to go. I'm going to get this one over to the Danish region. We've got a couple of provinces here that we're going to be able to trade with. And then we'll do this one more time. That'll get us to the Baltic. We do have trade with the Bay of Biscay, but there's no point going further until we can cease fire with the Spanish. Alright, looks like the Byzantines are going to have to withdraw. Yep, they're retreating, and we took it. We pillaged 1245. Fantastic. Alright, beautiful, beautiful. I love this. So, there's not a lot of options in this game, right, in terms of diplomacy. Rome Total War really added a lot of options, and I just can't express how excited I was reading the PC Gamer magazine lead up to the release of Rome Total War, because I was just imagining, you know, having diplomats that could actually do things like secure trade rights and ask for cash and even get settlements and, you know, protectorates and stuff. So you can't do all of those things in this game, but sometimes the diplomacy kind of makes sense. We've had a long war with the Spanish. It's developing into a Cold War, but they realize that they've got to make some gains, and the Almohads are probably going to look like the better target for them. So after a few kings, after a few big battles, we've got peace. Beautiful. All right, so happy about that. Let's see. Let's just keep the emissary right here. I don't see any reason not to. It's good to keep an eye on what's going on among the Spanish. But if I really wanted to, I could get some spies over here. They've only got watchtowers. The next level, border forts, are instant spy killers, essentially, most of the time. But with Portugal, it's very typically unrestful. This is a place where you can get big rebellions. So we get a spy over there. We could try some subterfuge to weaken our new, not our ally, but our new, you know, not enemy. Let's actually see if we could ally with them. Nope, because they're allied with the Egyptians. That's right. Well, that's okay. Ceasefire is better than nothing. So let's see what else we need to do here. All right, income's looking quite good. 1773. All right, the support costs for our ships are going to increase as we get further away from our port. So here it's costing us 40 to keep a ship. Here it's costing us 20. So I think this is going to be 20 as well. No, 40. Okay. So like more than one or two. I don't know. It's a little weird, but okay. This one only costs 20 because it's in the same region where there's a port. So it's going to get more expensive, but it's still ultimately worth it. And I've forgotten we have an emissary way over here in Lithuania. All right. I'm surprised that the Russians or the people of Novgorod have been able to hold it. But good for them. Let's check out Prussia. Let's just keep moving. All right, they've got their emperor back over in the west, and we can destroy some more stuff here, which absolutely. We can recoup 750 florins. Oh, so good, yes. Let's get rid of this. It's going to get us 300, and the watchtower is going to get us 50. We'll take all of it, please. And again, very low taxes there. Let's see if anyone is at war with the Byzantines, just the French. But I'm going to send my princess back up to Constantinople to keep an eye on how this crusade's going. It's got fewer men than mine, so they may stall out. But let's see. Do we want any mercs? Oh. Yeah, we do. We'll get a couple of Vikings. Great little unit. Good attack, good morale bonus versus armored troops. Got a shield. Really good. We could also get some Byzantine cavalry. Very nice unit, but very high support cost. So I think I will skip that for now. Let's just get the Vikings in the interest of cost. And we might not be able to fit them all. Alright, but loyalty's still fine. We'll just train a regular old archer, though, in the meantime. And let's see, you can go there. Let's see, what else do we want? This is actually very fertile land, or at least they've put a lot of investments here. This would get us another 100. I don't think it's worth doing. I think we need to keep going on troops. But let's hold off on the town watch for right now. It's required to do anything else, but inns draw mercenaries, whereas certain buildings like town watch, higher castle levels, and I think border forts decrease the magnetism that your inns exert on local mercs. So we'll just skip that for now. Let's is it worth going for a horse farmer? I'm not sure. We'll go with a church. And in Toulouse, we're all set there. Provence is good enough. Get back up to normal taxes, but Saxony, we've got a lot of cash now. Let's see. I feel like going for a castle. Yeah, that'll be fine. And let's go for feudal sergeants in Swabia. We can't train them anywhere currently. Did I forget to move my crusade? I don't think so. Okay, yes, perfect. Retreated. We have them under siege. Oh, check it out. Oh, awesome. So, we've done so much destruction that the chaos caused by our crusade and pillaging of Anatolia has encouraged the Turks to reemerge. Yes, the Turkish reappear. An heir of the last ruling lineage who escaped detection has organized a rebellion in an attempt to reestablish his faction. I believe this is the only place where that is occurring, but that is going to give the Byzantines quite the headache. Now, technically, we're going to be at war with the Turks too, but that war should end if they don't follow us into Lesser Armenia. Okay, yes, let's take it. I didn't think they would be interested, but they may drop their alliance with Egypt. Okay, let's go check this situation out. We've got 1373, still good. We have not lost that many men. I'm not sure why, if that's because of the piety of the general has some impact. But yeah, we're just going to move on to Antioch. Now these forces could all move, so it's tough, right? How do I figure this? Because I don't want to just throw all my men up to Antioch because they could just counterattack in Tripoli, or the Egyptians could. Well, let's see. I think an easy solution is to say you leave one or two really good stacks behind, and then you throw up the other one. These guys are not going to come out. They're going to have to conquer Lesser Armenia again. Rum's not going to be an option. Edessa is probably going to go back over here, this garrison. These guys are probably going to stay. I don't know that these guys will actually move to contest. But what we really need in this army, let's see, we've got 3 units of archers, and we've got decent infantry. What we don't have is, like, we've got 1 unit of cav and a half. Yeah, we might be okay with this, but I think we need to send just some some insurance, let's call it. All right, let's get these guys out of consideration. I want to make sure I've got like a good stack here in Tripoli. All right, so between this army led by Hermann Karolinger, this and this, we've got some dribs and drabs, but also, I think, plenty to withstand an attack by the Byzantines, which leaves this army, which is mostly archers. We've also got a catapult. Sure, let's send it up. But we've got some cav. We've got a mix of the mercs. So we'll send them up to help. That's 13 plus 575, so 1,800. This is 500. This is 600. So yeah, they've got fewer men than it looks like. So we'll get lower taxes here. And let's see, where are the French? They're not in Hungary anymore, so they must be in Bulgaria. Which means they must have taken it. Which, good for them. All right, 1531. Yeah, Toulouse is ready for the next level. I think we go for the keep. Feeling a little more secure around here. And Burgundy, do we want to also go for a keep here? Yeah, I've been neglecting that stuff, I think. Oh, but what's this? Oh, we've got... I got so excited with the rebellion of the Turks that I neglected to notice that Bavaria was being attacked by rebels. Okay, fine. Well, this is what happens when you don't press that shift button to take a look at the loyalty. This is only 98%. That would have fixed it. But we've got, what is this? 40 Teutonic sergeants to deal with. Now, we've got, I think, plenty of men, but let's get this emperor up there to get him on a little bit of a tour, so to speak. This is my new king, the new Emperor Heinrich V, great warrior and a drinker. And who can we bring with him? Let's send Prince Otto as well. This is his brother, I've got to say. Yeah. Of course, we can also train a unit of urban militia there just to deal with that unit. And yeah, let's do that. There'll be a small little battle. And the French move on Constantinople about 50 years early. Okay, this will be pretty straightforward, I think. Now, this is my emperor and his only heir, which again is his younger brother, Otto. So we do have to somewhat be careful, but he's also young enough that he's got plenty of time. He probably needs to get married, actually. We'll just wait for them to come to us. I suppose we could have set up somewhat better, but let's just wait. They're attacking. These are swordsmen, so they're not going to have an excellent charge, those Teutonic sergeants. But we can try to take the wind out of their sails a little bit. They're going to be a good unit. Okay, this is knights not listening to me. I gave them a march order to go over here. Quite sure of it, but they are rather impetuous and they can attack on their own. Alright, this, let's see. Let's not get too overconfident here. There we go. There we go. That was a fantastic impact of that charge. Very good. So he's probably going to get away there. But good, we get some valor for the Emperor, always a nice thing. And he did not even lose that many men. I think he lost one. And there goes Lesser Armenia. We lost Anatolia to the Turks. But the Byzantines retreat from Antioch. We pillaged 200 florins. We've completed our objective. They just withdrew without a fight. Wow. Okay, so this is the rebels from Bohemia. Let's do the typical execute the ringleaders. And Hermann Karolinger has died of old age. So what is the impact there? Well, let's take a look. Ah, the Spanish. You started the alliance. You asked for me to ally with you. Oh, no, 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 no. I'm sorry, misreading. Okay, so he has canceled his alliance with the Egyptians. Perfect, perfect. We're basically surrounded by allies on our west, except for the English, who have a tiny island of territories right here, which we could move on, but no, I'd rather not. Yes, very, very nice. Antioch is ours yet again. Let's go take a look at this. Public order, of course, is going to be great. Our economy is not that bad. And we are not at war with the Turks because we don't share a border with them. The Turks are not at war with anybody, as a matter of fact, so they're going to have a hard time. They've got a ton. These armies, man, these armies are oddly composed a lot of the times, but here they've got a ton of naphtha throwers, urban militia, archers. That's the same basic composition of all of these stacks. They've got very, very few Turk-specific units, except for the actual bodyguard there, which they only have a single one. Sultan Orhan II, 30 years old, not married. That'll change soon. But I wish them well. I hope that they at least act as a brake on the Byzantines. Meanwhile, I'm very curious to see what the French are going to do. And over here, I don't feel the need to disband tons of units because we can support it, and we may need it. We may get counterattacked by the Byzantines here. So we've already got we've got the horse breeder. We could go right back to the horse breeder to get to the Turcopoles and the mounted crossbowmen again. But I think I'm going to go for the keep here instead. I'm just going to pour money into defenses. Oh my gosh, the Danes are attacking Normandy. That is awesome and fitting. And the Turks are not wasting any time. They're attacking Anatolia. Okay, we've got a big fight here at Antioch. So the Byzantines have some interesting armies. This one is a little weird. It's extremely archer heavy, but these archers also double as well, as decent melee fighters, especially the ones with these armor upgrades. Trebizond archers are quite decent. They're being led by, Lord Calaphates, a 40-man strong unit, full unit of cataphracts. That's not good at all. They do have catapults, which we are going to make sure they can't use by setting up well away from them. And they get some Varangian Guard. And then all their reinforcements, a lot of them are horse archers, which is very cool. So that's kind of a good build to their army. They can just march the archers forward, waste their arrows, and then call them back, and then have the horse archers come up. I'm not really liking this, but let's see. We got to arrange these reinforcements and see how this does. Okay, I think this is pretty decent. We're going to have our order foot soldiers, then some archers, some infantry, some cav, some archers, some infantry, some cav, that type of thing. We've got a lot of very small units, of course, as being a crusade army. But I think we're going to keep the siege equipment in the army, at least initially. That'll help keep the archers off of us, hopefully. Okay, the land here is, okay, it gives us some options. They're going to be appearing over there. We could get up on this hill, arguably. Not much of a hill. They could just outflank us to the right. This one's a lot nicer, but doesn't have any vegetation. But I think that's better. We don't have as many archers as they do, so we're going to need the height advantage, I think. So let's go something like that. We want Henry the Lion on the top of the hill to oversee everything. And we've got our, I guess, our line units. And I'm going to count the Slav warriors in this, only because we're facing a lot of light troops. They're not sending a lot of heavy infantry at us. Put my Swabians over on the right, I guess. And let's set the Cav just in the back. And then we've got Fanatics. Okay. put the fanatics back in this line too. And for the catapults, yeah, let's put the catapult like right here, and fire at will, and the ballista right about here. Also fire at will. And we're also going to want to change that flag. That's where the reinforcements are going to show up. So I want them instead to come over like. I don't know if I want them climbing the hill. Let's put it over just a little bit there. Okay, we may need to move this line slightly. Yeah, so what are they going to do? Try to outflank us? To our right? They don't have a lot of options. They could probably come over here. Alright, let's see how the catapults are doing. The ballista's not doing a lot, but you can see that there's a couple of kills from our catapults already, which is great. We've got one unit of Byzantine infantry. There's the Varangians. Alright, I think that took a couple of them out. There's the cataphracts. I'm just letting my siege stuff choose its own targets at the moment. Alright, that was good. Okay, do I want to withdraw these guys? Just give them a little bit here. Here's the rock. There, that's going to do some damage. Took out a few of the urbans. Alright, I'm going to send my Swabian swordsmen right down against the Byzantine infantry as soon as they get within range. And the fanatics probably are going to follow pretty soon thereafter. Let's move them over like here. Alright, let's go. There's Varangians down there too. It looks like the cataphracts are trying to outflank us to the left. Order foot soldiers are attacking their general. He's got a lot of valor. Send the fanatics right down the middle, and the general close by. Those order foot soldiers are wavering. This is going to be a tougher army to crack than I have fought yet, really. Let's see, mounted sergeants, send them after the regular archers, I guess. Let's see, where's the Varangians? I think they're in this melee here. Yep. They're losing, though. Our Swabians are doing quite well. Well, we're doing okay. We're winning this. We're winning this fight. Over here, these, yeah, the Cataphract are doing great. Although we've cut them down by about half. Trebizond archers are also doing well. Let's send the fanatics into their archers. Alright, send the spearmen back in that direction. We want to just get the archers to move. This is going to be a tough army to hold off if they get their reinforcements. So let's withdraw the siege stuff. Okay, they're running off this way. Very good. 18 cataphracts. Alright, fanatics are routing, unfortunately. But we've got their archers running. I think I want to pull back my mounted sergeants, though. This is the only cav I have. So let's follow up those Trebizonds. Let's see, bring the spearmen back over. We may need them to contain the general, because he's basically one on the left. Get my general ready to face him. Okay, yep. We're going to have to send Henry the Lion in, I think. losing badly. We might lose this general. Alright, you guys are withdrawing, right? You're going in the right direction to withdraw? Because I'm not sure about that. Alright, there goes those Trebizonds. Let's move over here. Good, good. We got to get back up this hill, though. Alright, we got our order foot back. Let's run them over. The fanatics are running away. It's kind of a mess where we're routing. We're going to lose those Swabians, too. Oh my gosh, you guys. Route. Just route. Looks like they're trying to go back to their machine. Alright, we are out of arrows for these archers. So, do we want to throw them into the cataphracts? Or retreat them? I think we withdraw them from the battle. These archers are still doing good work. Let's go ahead and send in the cav here. We need to get reinforcements fast. And we will be getting some relatively soon. And, like... Oh, that's probably their catapult shooting at me from up there. Yep. Alright, there we go. We got a unit of reinforcements on the way. What is that? It's a unit of archers, probably. Okay. We do have some order foot soldiers coming. That's good. Not sure exactly where they're coming from. We'll get to that in a moment if we can. 2 cataphracts. Our general's still alive. Swabian swordsman, yeah, just route. Just withdraw. Only one of these cataphracts. It is crazy. He's not going to go down soon, though, probably. Let's take out those Trebizonds if we can. These archers are out of ammo. I'm going to send them at the enemy archers. Henry the Lion's still alive. Alright, very good. Order foot soldiers are coming back. Feudal sergeants, great. Alright, we need to get these archers off of skirmish because that's the problem here. Let's send them sort of as a melee thing. We're going to lose these cav, but what else are we going to do with them, right? They're holding off the archers for us. That's probably keeping our general alive a little bit more. Great. 24 mounted sergeants, some urban militia. I mean, it's not ideal because we're going to be facing, again, a bunch of horse archers if they decide to bring them on. That's if we can hold this. Alright, let's just send the archers. We've got enough of them. We can send them on these melee attacks, I think. And yep, we've lost that mounted sergeant unit. Let's use our cav to finish this off. Our new mounted sergeants, fresh. And these...
Has been
oh,
slain,
thank God.
and even now his body is being borne away.
Awesome. All right, let's get Henry the Lion back up the hill. Feudal sergeants. All right, what are you guys gonna do? You gotta protect the general. Push the archers away. Get them to wrap. Looks like they moved their catapult. Or it's hidden. That could be. I guess we'll find out soon enough. 35 archers. I think I want to withdraw them. Because we're getting... Yes, we are getting some good archers to hold out. They're running away. Great. Set up the archers on the hill. I'd like to use these feudal sergeants for something else other than chasing away Trebizond archers, but yeah, I guess let's do it. Let's pull them back. Those order foot soldiers are just going to have to deal with it. Yep, they're running up into the catapult. So the enemy is not done yet. Let's see. We could... Let's do this. With our cav, I want to chase away this annoying unit and then get back up to the top of the hill, probably. We've got some Vikings now. That might have been nicer to have at the beginning of the battle, actually. I thought we were going to be able to deal with that enemy a little more quickly. Not totally sure why. But now it's going to be a big waiting game. We're going to have to see if we are able to hold out against all of this arrow fire we're going to come up against. All right, they're running. Let's get away from the horse archers. Actually, I could probably hit these guys. They're far enough away from their support. So we'll take them off with the cav. More mounted sergeants. That's fine, I guess. We're kind of getting into the lower end stuff, though, now, I'm afraid. Okay, so it's now time to think about battle lines. Let's see, probably don't want the archers right on the top of the hill. Let's bring them down here. I don't think we're going to be, like, attacked, so 2 or 3 ranks is probably going to be okay. In terms of our infantry, we've got kind of a decent number of spears. Set them up again in kind of a longish line. And then we've got some very nice attack infantry. I'm just not sure that we're going to be using it. Okay, something like this. Those archers are running away. Let's see what they do. More urban militia. Okay. It's more bodies, and that's a decent unit. Steppe cav, horse archers, urban militia. Yep, and more further back. All right, they're going after like my 18 archers who are off somewhere. I'm just going to leave them. That's at least tiring out the enemy. It's eating up time. All of that's good. It's bringing me time to set up my forces. Bring on more reinforcements. Okay. Oh, horse archers came on without me noticing. We'll get them right to the top of the hill. And they can just shoot down at the other horse archers that we're going to see in a little while. Let's get these guys up here, actually. I'm changing my mind about this. We're going to be attacked from multiple sides, I believe. Alright, spearmen would be good, actually, right about here. Okay, so the morale of these guys is low, of course. Their general has died. Looks like routing is catching among the horse archers, or they could just be fainting. You never know. So I'm not going to fall for it. I'm not going to pursue them. Especially when there's other units that are not routing currently. I wonder why my guys are not firing, though. Maybe they're just not firing at routers? Okay, there we go. Yeah, I guess the AI, I never noticed this, but they just may not be programmed to fire at people who are routing. Yeah, they take a shot, they route, they stop. All right, that's it. All right, let's just let them get off the field. Honestly, I am okay with that. We have 77 captured soldiers. A lot of them, of course, have retreated. But we killed the enemy general. That was like an 8-star commander, 5 stars. Something quite good. Wow, we got actually a lot of cash for that. Wasn't expecting. And then, yes. Byzantines still the richest. But, let's see. Okay, I'm a little concerned about the French, who seem not to have taken Constantinople. They could be on their way to Nicaea, though. But yes, Henry the Lion. Killer instinct, skilled attacker, natural leader. Just awesome traits. And only 2 men in his unit, so I'm kind of wishing now that I had gone with the town watch building instead of the keep. But we'll get him retrained shortly. Honestly, we don't want to be fighting with an urban militia unit that much anyway. We'll get him his upgrades later, not to worry. And I think I've got enough men here to hold Antioch again. Let's just take a last look at our territories. Everything here is looking quite nice. Very high taxes in both of these provinces. Everything's still green. Partly I'm contemplating an alliance with the Turks, but honestly, we would have to attack them again if we wanted to send another crusade. So it's probably not that reasonable. But let's move our emissary over here anyway, and just see if we can keep an eye on the French. Emperor Nicephorus IV, 39 years old, still doing great in terms of influence. Although he is, it has to be said, eager to retreat. I think this is the same guy that we encountered once or twice ourselves. So, things looking decent, although we're going to lower some taxes in a few places just to make sure we don't get caught out again with a surprise rebellion. Now, we do have another crusade marker right here. We're making 1149, so let's see. Do I want to go for it? We know the French are going for Edessa. I don't think so. I think I want to wait a little bit. We've got some time for another crusade. The next crusade I want to win, and I don't want to lose any of these provinces again. We got Antioch in part because of the support from Tripoli. If we keep having to support in that way and defend these 3 provinces from Syria, which can attack all of them, then we're just gonna be very hard put to it. So I think it's more important to hold on to this stuff for now. And as it gets a little closer to that 1204 date, we will reconsider and get a 3rd or 4th crusade at this point down to Palestine. I promise we're going to go for Jerusalem. I know the men may be wondering why we're not going for the actual Holy Land, but hey. Let's see. Over here, everything is looking fine. We've got our new allies, the Spanish. We're looking quite good on the world stage, it has to be said. Emperor Heinrich V is at maximum influence with that successful crusade. Things going very well indeed. In Italy, we've got another ally of ours, Doge Bernardo I, 43 years old, decent influence in his own right. And our king is only 26, so he's got a lot of years ahead of him to see fluctuations in fortune. But as our trade increases, as our income goes up, we'll be able to make some of these really important upgrades. So I hope you'll join me for the next episode. We'll see how the reign of Heinrich V goes, whether we're able to hold our outposts in the Holy Land, what's happening to the French Crusade. We would get an announcement if it failed, so it's still in existence somewhere, maybe Bulgaria, maybe Greece, maybe Nicaea, and we'll see how the Turkish expansion is progressing. Until the next one, everybody, take care.